What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Poppy JT, and I have a special guest on with me today. Can you tell the audience your name?
Hello, my name is Ricardo, and I'm from right now. I'm living in Florida.
Florida. Okay, now. So we Florida boys. So what do you think about the Jacksonville Jaguars past season? Was it a fluke, or are the Jacksonville Jaguars really contenders?
Alright, right now this is going to be a two-part answer. One, Jacksonville Jaguars overall, I'm not going to lie, they're legit. But also, this was, to me, honestly, a fluke season.
Yeah.
But let me backtrack what I'm saying. The reason why I say it's a fluke season is because that, aside from the moves that they made, especially and let me say this, man, that was a great pickup with Calais Campbell.
Yes.
I must say. And the draft was solid. Very solid. I gotta say.
They got the dude from Florida. I like that.
Yeah, it was a great job for them overall. But the one question mark back going into the season was actually the one question mark pretty much since the draft was Blake Bortles. And so far this season, he had a better season than he did past it. But I think this season was due to the fact that he had more offensive help. Not that he didn't have any offensive help before, but this season he had more help overall as far as defense, turnovers, field position. It was one of the better seasons as far as in recent memory that the Jacksonville Jaguars have had as far as overall production in the team. But the reason why I say that it was a full season is because of the field general and the quarterback. You didn't know what you were going to get out of Big Bortles this year. Despite all the offensive weapons, despite the new additions they had on the defense, there was a revamp defense. The offense was advanced in that they actually had a dependable running back. But you didn't know what you were going to get out of Big Bortles.
I feel that Blake Bortles actually had a pretty solid season. I might go as far to say it was better than his 2015 season when he threw for 35 touchdowns and had 18 interceptions. But that season, Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns emerged. And when you look at what Blake Bortles did this season, he didn't have Allen Hurns until the end of the season. And even when Allen Hurns came back, he didn't really do anything. Allen Robinson went down the first game of the season against Houston. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, I like what they did. You see, everybody was quick. What Blake Bortles had to overcome before this season. Hey, remember in the preseason, Doug Monroe said they're finna have a quarterback battle. So he was battling Chad Henne and another, I think it was Brandon Allen, the quarterback out of Arkansas. So I feel this was his best season. The numbers might say 2015 was, but 2015, most of those stats came in garbage time. This was his best season, and I think Tom Coughlin hasn't got rid of him because he reminds him a lot of Eli Manning. Eli Manning, if you have the ball in his hands a lot of times, he's going to throw the ball to the other team a lot, have a lot of turnovers, but if you minimize how many times he has to have the ball in his hand and run the ball as much as possible, only throwing you need to, I think that's when he's most effective, especially on those play-action plays. And a good example of that was against the Pittsburgh Steelers, my favorite team. He didn't really have to do a lot. They will run the ball down our throat. Leonard Fournette had like 180 yards that day and like 3 touchdowns. They absolutely obliterated us. But yeah, when you look at what he had to work with, he was working with a young wide receiver core. He didn't really have a lot of bad games. The San Francisco game, I think, was probably his worst game that season. But they almost came back. But I think Blake Bortles is the future of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I feel the Jacksonville Jaguars definitely are contenders. But I think this season is a fluke because when you look at their division, they probably have the most talented group of young quarterbacks in all of the NFL in this division. When you think about it, the Jacksonville Jaguars played Deshaun Watson, but he was a rookie. It was his first game. But even when Deshaun Watson was playing, if he probably would have started that game, Houston would have won that game. They lost to the Tennessee Titans twice with Marcus Mariota not fully healthy. And they didn't play Andrew Luck. They were playing Jacoby Brissett. And although that Indianapolis Colts offensive line is terrible, Jacoby Brissett had a lot of sacks that game that were on him for holding the ball too long. So I'm kind of interested to seeing what the Jacksonville Jaguars do this season with their division fully healthy. Not saying that Andrew Luck is going to come back and be the player he was before, but he should be better than Jacoby Brissett. And Jacoby Brissett is actually not a bad quarterback. The Browns were actually trying to trade for him. The Eagles were trying to trade for him, the Browns were trying to trade for him, but the Indianapolis Colts denied that. So since the trade is denied, one has to question if Andrew Luck is going to be ready to go week 1. But I think the Jacksonville Jaguars had a come-out season. Their defense was stacked because when I was watching the Steelers and the Jaguars play, the Steelers had like 8 All-Pros, 8 Pro Bowlers, and the Jaguars had as many All-Pros on their defense as we had on offense. But
and that's what I'm saying, the defense right now, as far as the core of the defense, like you had second on the team in sacks last year, you got Dante Sala and Malik Jackson.
And Yannick Ngakoue.
You got Talon Smith that led the team in tackles. Also at the same time, he was third on the team in Talon Smith. Talon Smith led the team in tackles with third on the team in interception. That honestly was, and that's not even a credit to the play that they had on defense actually. Like that's what I feel like. It was a two-part answer because the offense, defensively, you didn't know what you were getting from Blake Bortles. Numbers-wise, he wasn't really spectacular, but he didn't cost the Jacksonville Jaguars game.
Mm-hmm. That's why I compare him to Eli Manning, because Eli Manning was the same way.